So using a defibrillator alongside quality CPR makes a massive difference to somebody's survival. If somebody has collapsed having had a cardiac arrest and you are doing quality CPR on their chest, their chances of survival are still only about 6%. However, if you can get a defibrillator quickly on top of their chest, and ideally within 3 minutes, and they're in a shockable rhythm, then their chances of survival jump from 6% to 74%. And for every minute's delay over and above that 8 to 10, that 3 minutes, you get an 8 to 10% reduction in mortality. So the quicker you can get that defibrillator on the chest and properly deployed, the better. When you are giving CPR, you are being a heart and lung machine. You are keeping the heart and the brain full of oxygenated blood. And you are minimizing their chances of brain damage because their heart isn't pumping properly, because you are pumping it for them. So you are pushing hard and fast on the chest, allowing for the recoil for the heart to fill again, and you're pushing down 30 compressions to 2 breaths, minimizing any pauses, and you're getting that defibrillator on as quickly as you can. Get a bystander to do the compressions whilst you swiftly put the pads on. And you put one on the right shoulder and one on the side of the left, and you're giving just under the armpit, and you're giving the shock through the heart. Okay, so really important that you're positioning those pads on a clean, dry, bare chest. So there should be something in the bag with your defibrillator to dry the chest, or just use their t-shirt or something. There should be a little razor of some sort, like this. This is a little very safe one designed for chest hair. You just go backwards and forwards. You're only doing it if they're like major man forest, and it means that the pads aren't going to stick properly, because what you want is for the maximum electricity to go from one side through the heart to the other. You don't want it to arc, you want it to go through the center of the chest. Now, previously, that pad underneath the left armpit has ended up slipping down in terms of the images on the pads and where people were putting them. The research has shown that actually you put it underneath the left armpit. You're not putting it on breast tissue. So you're just putting it underneath there. You're lifting any breasts clear and putting it so it goes across. You're doing it on a bare chest. I have a mannequin here with a bra on. I would not ideally be having the bra on. I would be removing that bra, but I've just put it on here like this so that you can see where the pads are on a woman. You're not putting them on breast tissue. If you had this pad sideways, you would just lift the breast clear and put it underneath like that. There will be tough cut scissors in your bag with your defibrillator. So you would get your tough cut scissors out, and the quickest and easiest way is just to cut straight through the middle here. So you remove the bra, and then you can see how to use how to place the pads on a woman. The reason I'm focusing on that is that women are 27% less likely to be resuscitated. And that's because we've got breasts. And a lot of people find it embarrassing to expose the chest, and they're worried about, from a safeguarding perspective, doing anything inappropriate. Please, 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 if I'm collapsed, resuscitate me. I would like to be resuscitated, and I'm sure an awful lot, or most women out there, would want to be as well. So we don't mind having our chests exposed if we are unresponsive. We would like the pads to be properly positioned so that you're maximizing our chance of survival. And you can always put something over the top for a bit of modesty if you want to. But basically, yeah, saving the life is more important. So please, please, please cut the bra off. It's the quickest way to remove it. These pads are really sticky, and trying to get a sticky pad underneath the bra is really not easy. So cut off clothing with the tough cut scissors that you will have in there, and get those pads on. You're giving the CPR in the center of the chest, so you are pushing on the chest here, heel of your hand, and you're pushing down hard and fast on the center of the chest to give the compressions. And you're listening to the prompts. So your defibrillator will be giving you prompts. The moment you switch it on, it tells you what to do. So switch it on or plug in the pads and it starts speaking to you.
Call for help.
And it
Remove pads
so
from package
slow.
in back of unit. Apply pads to patient's bare chest as shown.
Okay, so it talks you through it. Most of them have a metronome within them that gives you the right rate for your CPR. So you follow the prompts, you're using a defibrillator with quality CPR. Okay, so if you find any lumps and bumps on the person that might indicate that they've got an implantable defibrillator or a pacemaker, if they're unresponsive, they're not breathing normally, you are going to be giving CPR and using a defibrillator. However, do not put the pads directly over the device. You should try and leave about 8 centimeters clear. So you might need to just move the pads over in order to avoid it. Most of them, you'll find they're on the other side, so they're not actually a problem. Using pads and defibrillators on children. So on a child, you put the pad on the center of the chest, on to the left of center. So you would put this pad, oh, it's so sticky, these real pads, and you put it on the chest to the left of center, okay? And you put the other one on the center of the back, right in the middle. And for a baby, you also put the pads to the left of center. If you've got a pediatric setting or pediatric pads, then please use those. If you haven't, then use the adult pads as that child or baby is unresponsive and not breathing, and that is your best hope to save their life. With most babies, it's unlikely they're in a shockable rhythm. So you'd put the pads on, you'd listen to the prompts, you'd be doing the CPR as advised, and keep going. So it's unlikely that it will let you shock, but if it does let you shock, then you shock, and that will give them the best chance. So using a defibrillator might sound a bit scary, but it's designed for anyone and everyone to use. It speaks to you. It won't deliver a shock unless the person needs it, and so you can't accidentally harm somebody. Every minute's delay, the survival rate drops by 8 to 10%. So to minimize delay, ensure that everyone knows where the defibrillator is kept. Ask a bystander to do the CPR while you swiftly apply the pads because you know where they go and you'll do it without delay. And press that shock button the second it tells you to do so, and hop back on the chest with the CPR the moment that shock has been deployed, because once that's been deployed, they're safe to touch again. So the 2025 Resuscitation Council guidance emphasises that quick action and correct pad placement saves lives. AEDs do all the thinking for you. Practical training builds confidence. To refresh your skills and to learn exactly what to do, please come and join us at firstaidforlife.org.uk. Come and join one of our practical courses, or have a look at our online resources, or join one of our online courses that takes you step by step through exactly what to do on onlinefirstaid.com. Thank you for listening. That's Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com.